Quarantine Hearts to back with you. We need an album for sample and hold.
I like these starts you're doing here. This is Trans, 1982, right? Wow, this is a doozy. First album for Geffen, right?
Yes.
Which I couldn't find out if he was unhappy with Reprise, or was it just that David Geffen offered him $1 million per album?
And total creative control.
Total creative control, which is pretty ironic based on what would happen. And he came out with this. Now, apparently he had made an album called Island in the Sun, which was sort of more traditional, sort of more like a country rock thing. And 3 of those songs end up on this. But this
Which
album,
ones?
the ones that don't sound like Trans. Like an Inca, the first song, Little Thing to Hold Love, which is definitely a misnomer when you hear that, and then you get into Trans. And then, what was the other one? Hold On to Your Love, maybe? Yeah, Hold On to Your Love, or the 3 songs from Island in the Sun. But that was a full album that David Geffen rejected, so that was like a bad start to a relationship, I'd say. But in any case, he took 3 of those songs from that aborted album and put it on this. And I guess he did record this album with Crazy Horse, like more like in the vein of Reactor. But at some point, Neil Young sort of decided, you know what, I'm going to put synthesizers all over this thing, and he took off all of the Crazy Horse music, instrumentation and recordings.
Mm-hmm. But then Like an Inca was on Hitchhiker for number 1, Hitchhiker.
Yes.
Yeah, that song, well, we'll talk about each song. I think what was kind of interesting, the other background piece of information is he had his second son, his second child was also born with cerebral palsy, just like his first, which is really something. And apparently behind the scenes, or while he was caring for his son, they were doing lots of therapy, and very repetitive.
Yeah, he said after it was like
Which one?
the a lot of the repetitive sounds. Which son?
Which one's repetitive?
Oh, like all of it. There was like that a lot on Reactor. I mean, think about the mashed potatoes and T-bone, just over and over the same thing. And he was saying that a lot of the stuff on Reactor and this, which was all during that time, he was doing all these super repetitive therapies to try and communicate with his boy,
who's sitting at his window.
Yeah, cat is over there.
Who's nonverbal.
Yeah, so a lot of the reason why you can't understand what he's saying on this is because he was trying to sort of project what it was like talking to his son who he couldn't understand.
Yeah, he said it was like you knew that he was trying to say something, but you don't know what it is, which is what he was kind of doing with that vocoder.
But he's very entertaining sitting like that.
Yeah.
So this album had, well, I guess the first pressings of this version, I think most of it anyway, we're supposed to have a song called If You Got Love, which is printed on this and the lyric sheet, but is not actually on it. Strange. Otherwise, it includes, it's basically all of the regulars with the addition of Bruce Palmer, Joe Lala doing the bunga bungas, percussion.
Don't like those.
And the same producers, David Briggs and Tim Mulligan. But this does not sound like anything, didn't sound like Reactor, and it sounds completely different to everything else. And sort of you have to wonder what Geffen was thinking.
A lot of,
vocoder.
vocoder.
Yeah.
What were you calling him during this record?
Robot Young.
Robot Young.
Robot Young. So, my first impression, I think I originally bought this on a CD, I bought like an import CD a long time ago, and I'm like, I've always heard about this weird Trans album. And I thought it was stupid at first, but when you really start listening to this and listen to the songs, there's really good melodies, and it's really Neil Young songs, just with all this stuff on it.
It's the interesting thing when I was looking this up, and I saw that Sonic Youth covered Computer Age,
I had no
and
idea about that.
Parquet Courts covered We Are in Control, and both of those were killer, and I think it's because they're good songs.
Transformer Man is my favorite, because I like that do-do-do-do-do-do.
My favorite is Sample and Hold.
Yeah.
What do you like about Sample and Hold?
Well, the CD version has Hanu drumming in it.
Oh, does it?
Weren't we talking about how, maybe you were saying...
I was going to say, Sample and Hold and Like an Inca on CD were longer, extended versions.
Oh, yes, the CD has the longer mixes, which apparently were never officially reissued. I don't think those are authorized.
So let's see, on this, Sample and Hold is 509. And
Well, I was going to say, about Sample and Hold, you were saying that it sounds like a WAN ad, right?
Yeah, it totally
what?
does.
A what?
Like a personal ad. Like when you're saying like
Dating
I'm
service,
looking
maybe?
for a friend who likes this and that, and he's saying I need a unit to sample and hold.
Yeah, but at the beginning, lyrics is actually printed out
Oh yeah, show the
as
lyric sheet because I love this image of. Show this image of
Yeah,
Neil Young.
want to bring it in?
with
Hold on.
the thing that makes
He's
it sound
looking
like
pretty
Robot
awesome.
Young.
Oh yeah.
The other, he had a lot of.
The lyrics to Sample and Hold is actually like description. Sample and hold. Hair blonde, eyes blue, weight 110, disposition even,
He
mood
was-
code rotary adjustable.
You gotta
Interesting.
admire his sense of experimentation and daring. You know,
My favorite part is when they
attitude on
go,
this.
"Don't hesitate to give us a call.
That sounds
We
pretty
know
good.
we only say it's fine."
I like that the back is a
Impression.
computerized heart. I think that says a lot about what's happening here. Like he's trying to say, like beneath these computerized, digitized sounds, there's a lot of heart in this, and I agree with that. The other thing I like about this is he made this film called Human Highway with Devo, which I have to
As
see.
Rest Never Sleeps for Hey Hey My My.
Right, I have to see this movie. I think, but it has a lot of the music for trans in that.
That should be interesting.
And there's live performances with live trans, which we're gonna have to dig up. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things about this album.
Sample and Hold and Like an Inca. On record, Sample and Hold was 5 minutes and 9 seconds, and on CD was 8:03. On record, Like an Inca was 8:08. On CD, 9:46.
Different mixes.
Yep.
What do you think about Computer Cowboy being called Sis Crusher?
Sky.
AKA Scott.
Odyscus.
Sis Crusher. Sis
Yeah.
Crusher. Not
But,
Sky Crusher, but yeah.
I thought that the version of Sample and Hold on this record was way worse than the CD version, actually.
You like that.
Interesting.
Well, otherwise, with the songs, I think A Little Thing Called Love, despite it not being like the rest of the album, like a country songs, I think it's a really good song, actually. I love Computer Age, We Are in Control, Transfer Man, love all those. I feel like it loses steam with Mr. Soul. I don't know about that coming back. You were a
like
fan
it.
of that.
Oh, hello, Mr. Soul. I dropped by to pick up a reason.
It's something really hokey about it, but maybe that's what makes it good.
I love it.
Oh, another cool thing. A Little Thing Called Love, you can hear the beginning pieces of
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon. Those are the initial...
Really?
It's like do 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 do.
You hear it in there real quick. You hear the guitar riff for what would be Harvest Moon in 1990.
Yeah, but
Notice that.
speed it up. He's played it speeded up.
But that's, yeah, he openly said that's where he pulled that riff from. The Like an Inca, we didn't talk about, we talked about it with the Hitchhiker. That's from the Hitchhiker song, right? The chorus is from Hitchhiker, and otherwise it's a new song. But Like an Inca, I don't love Like an Inca. Like an Inca, I think, is also a little bit weak for me.
Why not? Why?
Bongos, all those
Bongos kill me.
And I think that gets repetitive. I know he was trying to be repetitive, but that riff starts to really get annoying me.
Well, there's a
And-
lot of it.
Yeah.
It's 8 minutes long though.
Yes, it is. But overall, I think this is a good album. It's one of his better albums. I mean, when you consider the 40 plus 50 albums he's done. What do you think? You want to do a shaky on this? We want to give you a shaky?
Shakies? I'm gonna give.
Hmm.
6.6 shakies.
Okay. I thought you might have given a little bit of a higher grading. No.
Want to tell us why you gave it 6.6?
Well, I don't really like Little Thing Called Love. I did not like this version of Sample and Hold.
Okay.
You like the longer version.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then Mr. Soul was actually okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 7.5 shakies. I think it's kind of right in line with Reactor. They're both so different, but I kind of think of them in the same way. But I'm gonna give it a little bit of a stronger grade than Reactor because of just the bold move with this album. Like to do this at that time, like I guess he was super influenced by Kraftwerk's Computer World, the 1981 album, and
Which they had computer love too.
yes, I mean you have to respect the daring nature of this album.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was gonna give it 8, but I feel like it's hard to say that because that would put it up there with other ones that I think are very good. I'm gonna also give it 7 because I
I said 7.5. You're going 7.
Yeah, I'm going 7. I think it was, I appreciated how completely ridiculous it was. But I agree that at its core, the songs are good songs. And I also just think it was super interesting and really crazy
Very
for him to
interesting.
do it. Very interesting. Not at all expected.
No. And so you like this just... Actually, no, okay. You like this just as much as Rust Never Sleeps. Which is weird.
Yeah.
You're saying Rust Never Sleeps is as good as
It's a
Trance.
different... No,
Or
no,
Trance
no,
is
no.
good.
It's different. I mean, are you... But you're making it like you're comparing them to each other. I'm just grading
base
it.
your number on your number.
Hey,
There are things about Rust Never Sleeps I'm not
this
crazy
is
about.
the
Big thing. This doesn't sound like a Neil Young album. It sounds like Kraftwerk.
All right. Well, that was a lot of good information on Trans, right?
yes.
He keeps pushing things forward with the next album too. And
Yes,
that-
everybody's
and
rocking
that's the one that gets him sued, apparently.
Yes.
for rockabilly.
Which is some... I've never heard it.
I don't believe I ever heard it either. Never decided
It
to
is
put that.
all songs apparently that are under 3 minutes.
So we're gonna hear that all together for the first
It's a
time.
very short album. I think it's another one is under 30 minutes.
All right.
Thanks for watching Quarantine Hearts. What are you? Well, I like what you're doing actually.
Very nice.
Get it?
Yeah, zoom in on
I
that.
like it.
Because that's basically like the translator.
All right.